President Cyril Ramaphosa says they've already seen a big buy-in for mandatory vaccinations during recent talks at the Labour Council, NEDLAC. So what's Cosatu's engagement been during these consultations? Spokesperson Matthew Parks joins us live to discuss this. Matthew, thanks a lot for your time. I know in the past Cosatu have said that they're against mandatory vaccinations. Has your stance changed?
Look, I think our stance has to evolve. I think our number one premise must be that we support the vaccination. It's been proven to be safe and to be highly effective in saving lives and to saving jobs. I think we're quite concerned that despite all of our efforts, be it from Cosatu, from organised labour, from government, from business, from the churches, we have not managed to mobilise everybody to vaccinate. We've only managed to mobilise about 40% plus of the adults to vaccinate, and that's not good enough. All of our efforts are not providing enough numbers to get the desired 90% vaccination rate. So I think we welcome the President's announcement last night about establishing a task team to engage social partners and labour and business about what are the modalities, what can be done, what is the best way to do it, and he can count on us to support these efforts. The number one thing is that everybody in South Africa, whoever they are, they must vaccinate. It's not just about your individual rights and preferences, it's about showing solidarity to the nurses and doctors who have borne a huge burden in this pandemic. It's about honouring their sacrifices, also about protecting the elderly and people with comorbidities to be protected, because even if you are vaccinated, if you have serious comorbidities, you can still be at risk. And I think also, to be honest, we've had this discussion for the past year. Society has had enough time to evolve, to embrace the vaccines. We've had enough educational campaigns. It's now time for all of us to do it. We really cannot afford the periodic lockdowns of the economy, nor should we be having further lockdowns of the economy. The Unemployment Insurance Fund cannot continue to bail out the economy, nor should it. And as much as we might be irritated by the rest of the world shutting down the borders with South Africa, that's going to continue, and it's going to destroy the tourism and hospitality and leisure industry, which employ almost 2 million workers, if we don't do this.
Yeah.
You're going to have variants every 3 months. So this is the correct thing to do, and we look forward to having engagement about how we can ramp up the numbers.
Have you had any engagement so far, Matthew? And what would, in your mind, be the right way to go forward with these mandatory vaccinations if they do come in place?
Look, sure, we've been having some initial engagements, and this still must be fleshed out. And I know government's also getting legal opinion around the constitutionality. I think that will be on strong ground. The Constitution protects the right to life. The right to life is supreme. No minority right can sacrifice your right to life. Equally, the Occupational Health and Safety Act, it provides a legal obligation upon employers to ensure that workers going to work are safe. And we've had many workers complain to us in the retail sector and many other sectors that they don't feel safe at work, even though they are vaccinated, but their colleagues have not been vaccinated. So we're still having those engagements around the modalities, but we think, number one, it has to apply to everybody across the country. So it's not just a workplace issue. It's that if you want to go out to the shops, to churches, to sports, wherever, to transport, you need to be vaccinated. So similarly, I think the principles you could say is that we've applied that mandate to the masks. If you want to leave your house, you must wear a mask, no matter what. Same thing we apply to shops or businesses or workplaces. If you want to go inside, you must have sanitizing, screening, etc. So I think basically you could apply those principles to it. There is a need to engage workers more to address the concerns. But I think we've also seen the positive fruits where many companies have engaged workers and they've embraced it. We've seen recently the universities have been engaging the trade unions at the university campuses, the students who have embraced it. They've even voted on it in many instances. So I think that is the correct way to do it. We appreciate that change will always be painful. Change is always difficult. But it's the correct thing to do, and we must move forward as a society. We cannot afford to continue to play Russian roulette with the lives of people. 90,000 South Africans at least have died so far to the pandemic, and it can increase. Yeah. We can't afford, as we head to the festive season, another lockdown, the economy for the retail sector, again, to bleed and to lose jobs.
Yeah, Matthew, we appreciate your time. We definitely are in agreement with you that we all need to evolve our thinking. It may be time to make sure that everybody, in fact, it is time to make sure that everybody gets vaccinated. Cosatu spokesperson Matthew Parks, thank you for your time.